Hello, everybody, and welcome to Saturday Night's Misfits. Hope everybody's doing okay and having a great day. We're ready for some fun and some action here. We've got a little bit of a different lineup tonight than we normally do, but we're going to make it work.
Ladies and gentlemen, from coast to coast and around the world, you're listening to the Sportcats show.
Hey, welcome, Texas Born. Well, we are live on Yerg's Radio. You can listen to us live on yergsradio.com. Thank you to Yerg's Radio for allowing us there. We're on Rainbow Radio Live as well. And we want to welcome all of our fans and listeners at WDJY and Radio Fairfax outside of Washington, D.C. So I have my normal guest here, co-host Andy. Hi, Andy. How are you?
Hey, how are you?
I'm doing good. Anything new and exciting with you?
Just a bunch of stupid people trying to burn with a burn ban into effect.
Yeah, well, you can't kill stupid. I learned that. And we have a new guest. His name is Kyle. Let's welcome Kyle. Hello, Kyle. Welcome. How are you?
Hi, thanks for having me, guys. I'm excited to be on.
Well, we're glad to have you. We are glad to have you. So tell us a little bit about yourself, Kyle.
Well, so my name is Kyle Erickson. I'm a disability advocate in North Dakota, and for my day job and then my side hustle, I say stand-up comedian, but I'm in a wheelchair, so I can't. There's nothing stand-up about it. And I've been doing that. I've been doing that for about 4 years, and I'm just touring around the Midwest, and yeah, it's been a heck of a ride. And this strange journey has landed me on this show, so I'm excited to be here.
Well, it can be good, or I don't know, it could be bad. I hope it doesn't kill your career. So
yeah, we'll see what happens.
Well,
I'm always excited to reach a new market.
Well, you're in a couple of them right now. We've also got somebody else backstage, a new fill-in co-host. Her name is Harley. Let's welcome her. Harley, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm wonderful. Harley, meet Kyle and Andy, and of course, you know me.
Hello.
Hey.
Harley, I bet I know what your favorite holiday is.
Yes. Okay, give me 1 second. I'm going to switch lights real fast.
Okay, just from the background. I'm jealous.
Sit down comedy is funny too, says Texas Bjorn.
Appreciate that.
Yeah. So what kind of comedy do you do? Remember, we're FM friendly, so
yeah. So a lot of what I do is I lead an interest in life because I like to go on what I would call adventures. So I talk a lot about just my different experiences as somebody with cerebral palsy, and there's some. I wouldn't say I'm too much a degenerate, but there's drugs, sex, and rock and roll is primarily what I like to. Drugs, sex, and wheels and roll. That's a better way to put it. So I talk about my experiences. Just trying to lead a normal life. Sitting down.
Nothing wrong with sex, drugs, and rock and roll. I mean,
no.
My age though, only like 2 out of the 3. I'll let you know.
2 of the 3 ain't bad. 2 of the 3 ain't bad.
And Harley, you have your own show you host, and then you're co-host on a couple others too, aren't you?
Yes, I am. I have The Asylum with Harley and Joker. That's my show with Jeremy who does all this other stuff he does. And I am a co-host for the Mod Squad Network, and I'm on all of Jeremy's shows.
Yeah, I see you on the internet. You get around, so to speak. So, and I don't know how Jeremy does it.
I know he's on a lot, and with the new baby coming, he'll be taking off some time here soon.
Wow. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, yeah. I guess I do need to say, since my other co-hosts are MIA, one of them had to go and get a job. I don't know why she did that. So she is at work. Hopefully they're tuned in the 911 center. And then, Erin, she's a wild girl. She's kind of a partier. So she's at a Halloween party. I told her she could show up naked if she wanted to, but I doubt we'll see her. So, and Guillermo, I'd love to get Andy in a headset. So yes. And everybody, make sure that you welcome Harley, and you make sure to go follow her stuff too, because she does some good stuff. Hello, Chris. Welcome to the show. So, Harley, what kind of stuff do you do normally?
We do true crime, horror. We do brackets. We do a little bit of everything.
Oh, okay. That's cool. Yeah, that's right. I was on one of the brackets. I was on was it Candy? And we made it down. I was the tying vote for Reese Cups. And somebody yelled at me or something. I don't know. So because they wanted, I can't remember what the runner-up was, Kit Kat, Butterfinger, but it was a lot of fun. So yeah, I need to get back on and do it, but being so busy doing these, and then I'm helping out 2 other people do shows. It just doesn't seem like there's enough time of the day.
Oh, I understand. Completely understand.
Yeah. A lot of people don't realize, and WDJY, it sounds like we come off with a perfect show, but trust me, there's about 2 hours of editing for every hour. So,
we don't edit any of our shows. We just say it is what it is, and it goes out the way it ever comes out.
Well, yeah, but sometimes people use dirty words, and I have to, and so.
Well, see, in the asylum, our job is to at least upset one person a day. If we don't upset one person, then we didn't do our job in the asylum.
I like that.
That's why we're in the padded room.
You're more ballsy than I am with my comedy. I've always said that the only person I want to offend on stage is myself. So kudos to that. I just don't have the backbone for it.
Like, our background is literally a padded room.
That's awesome. Yeah, that's awesome. I probably need one here for mine. And you see over the comments, we're talking about doing a raid. We might actually hit on that some in the second hour. I'm not sure. For you two that don't know what a raid is, basically we go online, find another show or stream or something, and then we kind of critique and like Monday morning quarterback and make fun of them. And if our chat's busy, they'll go over there and they'll antagonize them, and it's a good time. So we were doing it with live streams of we did Brooklyn. They had a area where it was lined up with nothing but prostitutes, and I think a couple of us got kicked out of there. And then we've been doing the live streams from Key West since they're a little crazy. So yeah. Well, it says he may have to learn so that he can do raids. Well, Mod, you're always welcome to come in here and learn and do stuff. So he wants to see what? Sadly enough, ladies and gentlemen, Andy does not even have a YouTube account. Isn't that correct, Andy?
That's correct.
I don't understand it. And he's got a Facebook, but that's it. I couldn't live without
Snapchat.
That. That's it. That's all you get? Those two? Wow.
Everything of my streaming is associated with either YouTube, Facebook, everything.
I have a YouTube account that I try to keep updated with all my performances, but it's really hard to keep from getting discouraged when you work on uploading something and you only get a handful of views. It's like, well, what was the point then? But it's
just
all about
keep going. Just keep doing it, because one day somebody will watch it and it will make them keep watching. I started out with very few views and we get a lot now.
That's kind of what I try to keep telling myself. Content creating is a marathon, not a sprint.
Exactly. And we got lucky one night during our Misfits show. We were rated. That's how we learned about this by TSN, the Shuley Network, Uncle Rico. And overnight I gained, I think, somewhere around 200 followers. So, and they've been very kind and nice to us. In fact, I communicate with them regularly and they give me pointers and tips on things to do. So we're still not monetized, but we'll get there eventually.
So I see the chat talking about TikTok, and I got a story to tell. So I was on TikTok for a while, but then I uploaded a video and thought nothing of it. And then I got a notification from TikTok admin team banning me because they thought I was making fun of people with disabilities. Yeah, I am so disabled that it comes across as parody. So I don't do TikTok anymore.
That's funny. Yeah, well, it's all right. Somebody keeps reporting me on Facebook and YouTube. The last time I was reported the first time for nudity, and I got suspended for I don't remember how long. And then I got somebody reported me for political violence or something. I don't know. And I got reported. I think I know who's doing it. But at any rate, the political violence one, I was like, please show me where. We don't even talk politics. So.
So I probably live in the only region in like the entire country that Facebook is still the primary form of social media. Because like even the young people here still use Facebook. Where anywhere else in the country, that's not the case. Only old people. Facebook is an old person's game. So I primarily use Facebook to like promote my performances and plug my merch and all of that stuff. But because I don't understand in Instagram, I just don't get it.
I don't either. And yeah, I accidentally left the camera on. No, I didn't go nude. That's for my OnlyFans. Come on, guys. So, and then it's only feet. So,
People like to make a lot of money on OnlyFans selling feet pics.
So
I joke, but we tried to get an OnlyFans account set up for a ventriloquist and to have nude ventriloquist puppet photos, and he wouldn't do it.
So, word of advice to Andy: I know for a fact that wheelchair users can make a killing on OnlyFans if they wanted to, because there's a crowd for that.
There's a crowd for anything on OnlyFans.
Oh my God,
there really is.
It is wild. It is wild.
Like people like to watch bigger girls eat.
Yeah.
Yeah, they pay to watch big girls eat food.
Yeah, that's a big old.
Okay, Andy, now you're chiming in. You know about OnlyFans?
The big girls eating competitions.
Oh no, like they like to sit there and watch you on camera just eat food.
Yeah.
On one of my videos on YouTube, some creep offered to pay me a pretty large sum to watch me have a good time with my bad hand.
Oh my God.
And you know what? I'm not ashamed to say it. I almost took it because I got bills to pay.
Hey.
But my hand is so jacked up that if I would have tried it, I probably would have broke it.
You had to pay extra for that.
Carpal tunnel.
Yeah. Well, no, I wasn't worried about breaking my hand. I was worried about breaking the other thing. I have another hand.
Maud Levy wants to know if you know who Stuttering John is.
I've heard of him. Another comedian that I get compared to that I'm a big fan of is Josh Blue, which same diagnosis, but it's so wild because he has CP like I do, but he's not in a wheelchair, so I got wheelchair jokes. I can use wheelchair jokes, and he can't. So.
Well, I'm almost afraid to ask what type of things would Andy be good at on OnlyFans. I'm almost afraid to ask because
yeah, no, I'm afraid to hear it.
I'll never see him again.
This is about as bad as me sitting on an airplane wing.
Yeah, it was that. Yeah, we played. What was it on here? Would you rather or rather not?
Yeah,
and I was the one that was drawing the cards. And one of them was something about putting Andy on a wheelchair, sitting on an airplane wing. And then the other one was if you could sit down or stand up for the rest of your life. And I'm like, Andy, I'm sorry. I hate to ask you this question.
Andy, isn't trying to fly in a wheelchair, such a pain in the neck?
What's that?
Trying to fly in a plane, trying to ride a plane in a wheelchair.
Oh yeah, it is a pain.
It is so brutal because they don't let you. You would think that you could just drive your chair up into the plane. No, you have to transfer into one of these little aisle cars, and
Yep.
then they load your wheelchair in with the luggage.
Yep.
And if you have like a manual chair, it's not such a big deal. But like I have an expensive electric chair, and
Yeah, that's not good.
no, I'm sure a lot of people know. They're not exactly delicate with luggage. So when I
No.
went last time I went on a trip, I was terrified that they were just gonna like break it or something. And these chairs cost like $6,000.
Oh yeah.
The chat was saying that Stuttering John considers wheelchairs a prison, and Maud wants to know if you find that funny. I don't think it's very funny.
I love my wheelchair. It's like a superpower. I can get a phone from my chair, so I can't. I haven't had a dead phone battery in like 3 years.
That's good. Yeah. And then Texas says there have been a couple really good CP comics featured on Kill Tony. Make the trip to Austin, Kyle.
I'm working on it. That's definitely on my bucket list.
Good. Where all have you performed?
So I performed a lot in North Dakota. Probably some towns you never even heard of. I was just in a bar in a little town in North Dakota, and I think I had an audience of like 15. So I've done a few shows in Montana, a few shows in South Dakota, and I perform a lot in Minneapolis. So I've kind of got the four states surrounded. But the one thing that makes it complicated, I don't make enough money off of comedy yet, so I can quit my day job. So I'm kind of limited in how much travel I can do for it. Because when you got to be back at Monday at 8 a.m. to punch that time clock, it kind of limits you.
Yeah. Well, we can keep you over here for a while. So,
hey, it works for me.
And we'll keep Harley too when she'll let us, if she's not too busy. So
that is a very good point, Ma. There's no charge phones won't be allowed in prison. Exactly. And I don't even have to keep it in my prison pocket. So I got that going for me too.
Let's see. 15 people at your gig. You have 15 more than Stuttering John's last gig. Yeah, yes. Stuttering John, if you don't know who he is, he used to be a Howard Stern. Do we want to call him a sidekick? Is that, I don't even know if that's appropriate. Anyhow, he deteriorated badly, and now he's no longer on Stern. He does his own thing, and well, it's not very good.
So I'm gonna show my age here, but Howard Stern is not all the way before my time, but I definitely wasn't old enough to be listening to Stern in his heyday.
Well, I grew up in Washington, D.C., so I had Stern before he was Stern. So, yeah, he replaced the Greaseman when Greaseman got fired. So,
am I going to regret asking what the Dabbleverse is?
The Dabbleverse. One of you all field that question in the chat, because I'm not sure I'm not gonna. Okay, he was a call screener. Okay. All right. I couldn't remember. He came on after DC, I believe. I think he came in New York. I think the Dabbleverse is like a con for, I think. I'm not gonna, I'll let them answer the question. I'm not 100% sure.
Okay. As long as they won't give my computer age later on, I'll Google it. It sounds a little bit sketchy.
I make no promises. Chris says Stuttering John's last comedy gig was a potato bar and a barbecue restaurant.
Nice.
So one of the things that I pride myself in, I'll perform pretty much anywhere where there's a microphone and throw me a couple bucks to make it with my time. So one of the weirdest venues I performed in was in a sheep barn at County Fairgrounds. It smelled terrible.
Interesting. Well, did you get many laughs out of that?
No, I did okay. But yeah, it was strange venues. Trying to do a comedy up in the Midwest, that's for sure. So,
Well, yeah, Midwest is a little bit different. Texas says the Dabbleverse is the series of constellations that gravitate around John and call him out on his stupidity.
okay.
All right. And it's not too hard to call him out on his stupidity. I have forced myself to watch a little bit here and there, and it's like pulling teeth. It's hard. You can't do it. So
One of the nice things about me having a disability is I'm probably one of the few people that could call Stuttering John out on his BS and not feel bad about it.
I love it.
Yeah.
Mon says Dabbleverse exists to bust Stuttering John's balls. It consists of mini shows on many YouTube and Rumble channels and a couple thousand loyal followers, including some that are here tonight. Thank you, guys. Well, maybe we can figure out how to get you over there. Some of the chat can.
Maybe.
I can find you. So, so you were going to tell us about this handicap OnlyFans. I keep wanting to go back to it. I don't know why.
So yeah, I don't know. It was just in the middle of the pandemic, and like I said, I had bills to pay, and like I said, like you guys said, there's a fetish for everything. So I thought about it, but you know what? I'm not a piece of meat.
Well, see, like my old boss, she sold enough feet pics and a couple pairs of socks to outright pay for a car.
I got a friend that sells her dirty underwear, and she makes a killing at it. She just wears a pair for a couple days and ships them off.
People pay for this? Seriously?
Yeah, they pay for toenail clippings. Like there was a girl on OnlyFans who farted in a Ziploc bag, and they sold it, and she made money doing that.
Are you guys familiar with the term simp?
I'm not, no.
Okay. There's like it's really common in like Twitch streams and things where like if you're an attractive woman, you'll get these poor viewers that will send you money for anything and buy your dirty underwear, and yeah. Ray DeVito's a simp.
Texas says Kyle just sells vials of bathwater and says it's from your sister. And I'm not sure I know who Ray DeVito is. So, well, yeah, I know a friend. Her daughter got pregnant, and while she was pregnant, she was selling pictures on OnlyFans, and she paid all of her bills while she was out on maternity leave.
Well, and there's people who are obsessed with the pregnant body and like all that. It's weird.
Not to yuck anybody's yum, but the people that like I have a thing for pregnant women. Oh my gosh, they're pretty dang passionate about it. I don't know, it weirds me out.
It is. It's weird. Like they're obsessed with the woman's belly and everything like that. And you got the ones who want you to dress them up as like a baby. And
yeah.
I matched on Tinder one time with this woman that she had a breeding kink, and that's exactly what it sounds like. She was trying to get with child, and I never matched with somebody so fast in my life. The last thing this world needs is little Kyle's rolling around.
So I take it y'all didn't hook up. So.
No.
I've got to ask, have you had any connections on there?
A few, a few, but it is so a while back I had to like get headshots for comedy done, and obviously me changing outfits would take forever to do. So I found this website that it generates your generates a picture of you in different like outfits and poses using AI. And apparently in the comedy industry, that's a no-no. So I stopped doing that, but I started using them on all my online dating profiles, and I wasn't aware that using AI pictures would be a form of catfishing, but apparently it is. Because there were some women that didn't appreciate, me not being all the way honest with them. A fun fact: getting catfished in North Dakota is called getting walleyed.
Well, that's interesting. Harley, would you consider that him using AI being catfish?
Exactly.
Not really. I mean,
No, but it's of my face.
it's like your face is
Yeah,
your face.
exactly.
And I mean, I would consider like the people that's on the catfish show actually are being catfished. Like they'll send pictures of, like, the girl will send pictures of a really hot girl and she'll turn out being like a dude.
So finally, what I decided, or the conclusion I came to is I developed a new thing. It wasn't catfishing. Since I have a disability, we can call it handicapping.
Well, Chris, I live in Cleveland. Well, I live by Cleveland, so I've never heard of that being called that before.
Okay. Andy, have you been catfished? Or have you catfished anyone?
Nope.
Oh, well,
neither.
Now you haven't set up an OnlyFans yet, have you, Andy?
No.
I mean, just to watch, of course. So.
I'm telling you, Andy, you'd make a kill. Or if you just want to watch, hey, you do you, boo.
Yeah. You've never done. What is this appropriate to ask Harley? Have you ever done OnlyFans?
No, I've thought about selling my feet pics because, well, times do get hard. So why not help in that situation with someone else?
Keeping myself in vape pens and Dr. Peppers and cheap, I can only imagine.
Before the chat asked, do you drink out of the can or a bottle, Dr.
So I used to be a can guy, but now I'm bougie and I pour it in a glass on ice.
Okay. Full size can or little can?
It just hits different.
Okay.
That extra effort makes it's just worth it, in my opinion.
I'm a Mountain Dew addict, but I've had to cut down in my old age to 2 a day, my doctor says. I'm still protesting, but I'm down to 2 a day. So.
Well, I used to be big on Diet Pepsi, but because I'm having gastric bypass on the 18th, I cannot drink any dark color soda.
Ooh.
And once, actually after the surgery, I can't have any carbonated beverages or coffee for at least a year.
A year?
So there goes all my energy drinks, because that's how I function. I work at 4:00 in the morning normally. So
holy crap.
And then there goes my energy drinks and my coffee to help me function.
Yeah.
So it's going to be very interesting.
What about like teas?
I could drink tea, but it has to be decaf tea.
Oh, that sucks. So you're gonna have some serious headaches. I hope you can take Advil.
Well, I've already I could take Tylenol. I've already started cutting back on the coffee and the energy drinks, and my head's been pounding the last week.
Did you guys have a rule growing up that your parents would only let you have like 1 pop a day?
No, we lived on soda at my grandparents' house.
So growing up, like that was like I lived in a pretty disorganized household, but the one rule that they had was 1 pop a day. So all these years later, it's like a Pavlovian response that I can give myself to 2 pops a day, but if I more like that, I'm 34 years old and I'm still terrified that my mom is gonna come and take my PlayStation away or something.
See, my grandmother passed away drinking Dr. Pepper every day. That's all she would drink. That woman would not drink Water, tea, nothing but Dr. Pepper.
Yeah, no, Dr. Pepper. Oh man. Oh, Maud asked sneakers or tennis shoes. So sneakers. I don't know if it's a Midwestern thing, but yeah, there's sneakers up here.
Well,
Oh, I see. So the rest of the country doesn't call it pop, and that's what. Okay, yeah. So yeah, it's pop, not soda here. It's sneakers, not tennis shoes.
See, I'm originally from the South, and so it's soda.
Yeah, and
Everything's
isn't
a soda.
everything Coke down there too?
And
well,
it's sneakers, and it's buggy, and like when I'm really tired, my Southern accent comes out strong. But I've lived up north for so long that my Southern accent is pretty well hidden.
Yeah, that is one thing about me that I don't know if I'm ever gonna ditch. Is I am Midwest AF, as the kids would say. No, if I didn't have an accent that sounded like a fake European country, I would have the thickest, Midwestern accent I think you would hear. Because, yeah.
Tonic is still soda.
it's carbonated.
It's
I grew
soda
up in
water.
a sweet tea house, so if I got a soda, which my choice was always Mellow Yellow at the time, it was if I mowed the lawn, if something was good, that was my choice. But I only got it as a rare treat. Otherwise, it was sweet tea. So,
How does the rest of the country feel about ranch? Because up here we put ranch on everything.
I put ranch on everything.
Yeah, we put it on pizza.
Like I even take the ranch packet and put it in my pickles, in the jar of pickles, to absorb the taste of the ranch.
Nice.
Yeah. Midwest AF is a cool nickname. I agree. If I ever start rapping, that'll be my rap name. I just decided.
Sometimes if I get French fries, I dip them in ranch instead of ketchup.
I think
You want
further
okay?
down
So
south,
I like ranch because I think ketchup is too spicy. That's how bland my taste buds are. I think ketchup is too spicy.
well, see, that's in the South. We put hot sauce in everything, so
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I'm guilty of that. It's got to have a little bit of sriracha or some kind of hot sauce on it. And I have got ranch. I've got it perfected. There's a jalapeno pepper, like ground pepper.
Uh-huh.
And I will make the ranch. I'll not. My wife will make the ranch. I'm too lazy to. And then I'll take my special serving and I will mix the jalapeno in it. And that's mine and mine only. It's like I don't know if you remember, but they used to have ground pepper ranch. It's like that, except with jalapeno, and it's great.
Nice.
Tony seasoning. I haven't had that in a long time, actually. That and crazy salt. Do you remember?
We
crazy?
go through a bottle of hot sauce in this house at least a week, if not more.
Yeah, hot sauce is a staple.
You got to have hot sauce on everything.
Exactly. I put it on my salad tonight.
Like growing up, we would go through like the big jugs of hot sauce with me and my grandpa a lot.
Yeah. I don't just sriracha. And I swear I haven't seen crazy salt in forever. I'm going to check on that now that we've said that.
When I was in high school, I had a classmate that would bring jalapeno peppers and a small bottle of hot sauce. I forget what it was called. It was like burn your ass hot sauce or something. He would eat the peppers for lunch and then wash them down with the hot sauce.
But that's how it is when you grow up in the South. You eat hot sauce and jalapenos, and it's a staple in everything you eat.
Well, yeah. One of my best friends in high school, and like if you've been around me long enough, I went to high school right outside of Washington, D.C. And one of my friends was Mexican Korean. And he used to we would both bring our own lunches because we were white boy poor. And he would introduce me to all the different peppers. Mom never used them. And so I got up to a pretty high hot level quick. And finally, mom was like, what you're giving your food away? Why? And I'm like, because yours is bland. Now, the funny thing is, when I go to Knoxville to visit her, I got like all my backup spices up there. She's eating them. I went up there last time and she ate them. I'm like, what'd you do? These are mine. I've never heard of Jane's Crazy Mixed Up Salt. That's interesting. It's interesting how in different parts of the world, different things are. Like Bobby's on this show occasionally, and he had moon pies. What flavor were they, Andy? Were they blueberry, raspberry?
We just had pumpkin.
I'm wondering, I think they were blueberry.
They don't sell but regular moon pies here.
Yeah, we had pumpkin here in Ohio here recently.
They also made gingerbread too.
Mm-hmm.
Moon pie used to make a
banana one.
That was just a seasonal thing that they tried, was the gingerbread. But I bet you if you look on Amazon, you can get them.
Well, yeah,
anything on Amazon.
Exactly.
Do moon pies have an expiration date?
I don't think so.
That's a good question. I don't know.
Because I mean, it's just flour and
marshmallow.
Yeah, and that is a pretty long shelf life. So I would think even those seasonal ones would stay pretty, okay for a while.
Well, Twinkies are good for like 20 years, so.
Even though they don't taste good anymore.
No.
Twinkies.
And have you noticed? Yeah, Twinkies and ho-hos. Gotta have your ho-hos. I grew up in high school. After I graduated my first job, my morning breakfast was Zingers and Mountain Dew. For like 5
love
years.
Zingers. Oh my gosh.
Can't get them in Atlanta either. Atlanta's apparently got some food snobs. I can't get the foods I like here. We don't even have 7-Elevens for Christ's sake. So
when I moved up here in Ohio from Oklahoma, because that's where I moved from, they don't sell hot links here at all. Like you have to go to a butcher shop to get them. And there's a lot of stuff here that they don't have from when I was in the South. I'm like, where's the hot links?
One thing that confused me when I went to Cincinnati, I flew for a while as a flight medic and we'd go to different towns. Chili on spaghetti.
They do that here. They have the actual restaurant that does that. I've never tried it, but
it was pretty good. I gotta say, I was a little confused by it, but our pilot was from Cincinnati. He's like, come on, you got to try this. Skyline chili.
Yes.
And I think their secret ingredient, I'll give it away, is ginger. I swear, I think it's ginger, but it was actually pretty dang good. So it wasn't like the chili you get pictured Texas, though, with the big chunks of steak and the beans and everything. It was a different style of chili, but still.
It's like a real ground beef meaty chili.
I thought I heard somewhere that real chili isn't supposed to have beans.
In the South, it's not. If you put beans in your chili down south, like in Oklahoma and Texas and that area, they don't consider that real chili. Okay. Real chili down in like Texas and Oklahoma is a lot of different meat and seasonings and.
Okay. Dude, yeah, no, I love a good chili, especially when it's like
Skyline chili is awesome.
Once again, can't get it in Atlanta, but when I go to Mom's in Knoxville, I can get it. So. My favorite flavor of Mountain Dew is orange. Can't buy it anywhere but Knoxville, of course.
Oh, that live wire stuff? That was... At least that's what they called it when I was like in high school and they like first released it. That stuff was amazing. It tasted like you were drinking electricity.
Yeah, it's great. It's great. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, I haven't probably had any good Tex-Mex since I flew. And we'd stay overnight in some parts of Texas and get some good Tex-Mex. You can't get that here in Atlanta either. But I can get lots of egg rolls and, tacos. Code Red, when it first came out, loved it. But now it's kind of one of those things where I just want it just every now and then. And
I like the blue one. Like I don't know the name of it, but the blue
Volt.
one.
Volt. That's my go-to.
I didn't even know they still made that.
Mm-hmm. And they have another, like a light purplish blue. That one's good too. And now they have, like, here in Ohio, they have a pineapple one.
Yeah, yellow.
I haven't seen that one.
It's good.
It looks like a bottle of pee.
But it still tastes good. It tastes like pineapple.
I'll have to look for that one. Well, Bobby says that he just left a haunted hayride and he will be absent tonight. He's doing family night. I don't understand. All my co-hosts do family
He
time.
probably got scared and has to go home and change his pants.
Yeah.
Alabama didn't play today, so he's okay. He's sober. So
Unlike the one night.
yeah, we did a 5-hour show when Bobby came on inebriated, and we couldn't stop. It was too good. So
It was hilarious.
Halloween's not over until I always say, like, Halloween's not over until the weekend after, because you got shenanigans to do that you can't do on a weeknight.
well, if they come ring my doorbell, I've done 8 all the Reese cups. Sorry, fat kid in charge here. So
Fat kid in George.
I really wish it would become like a floating holiday, which there's no reason why it shouldn't, because I mean it's a fake holiday anyway. But so just do whatever you want with it.
well, actually one of my other shows, the Two Broke Witches, actually did a thing on Halloween. So yeah, you should check it out.
Yeah, I'll have to. That's interesting. The pagan rituals and the religious festivals, how they got like intermingled. That's fascinating to me. Like
In mod, it's Roll Damn Tide. So. Harley, are you a sports person by any chance?
I root for Ohio State, and well, I live in Buckeye country, so
Yeah, I guess that's true. They won today.
I root for the Browns, but not this season. They suck ass. Sorry. And I used to root for the Cavs, but once they traded Kevin Love, I stopped rooting for them. Now I root for Kevin Love himself. And well, the Guardians, they're doing pretty good, so I'll root for the Guardians this year. Well, they're already done, but the Cavs are doing pretty good. And
see, I don't know. This was a point of contention when you were doing the pre-interview stuff. I'm a Cowboys fan, so.
Well, see, I grew up being a Cowboys fan, but I married into Ohio fans. So, but see, I'm originally, like, my go-to team is Oklahoma State, because that's,
yeah.
Growing up, my grandmother was an Oklahoma fan. So I was an Oklahoma State just to spite her.
The one thing I will say about Cowboys fans is almost their entire fan base are pricks.
Yes, Maud,
Yeah.
It is pronounced Indian, but they've changed like all the statues here to fit the Guardians, and the stadium's now the Guardians, even though if everyone here still calls them the Indians.
I grew up in Washington, D.C. They're still the Washington Redskins. Sorry.
Exactly.
Don't at me.
Well, I thought
proud, right, Glenn?
I thought they got permission years ago from like the local tribes to keep the Redskins.
Oh,
well, there was a big controversy a while back with all the teams that had some name to do with like Indians or something like that, and they all had to change their name.
Okay, I'm curious. Why would I make a good Eagles fan?
If you're going to get me on the Redskins bandwagon, first off, you need to learn the history.
Okay.
Any of the people, I mean, and I'm being serious. I'm not being too cruel. Yes, they did have permission. Yes, it was considered an honor. And the people that originally filed the complaints, well, they were lighter skinned than me. I believe I heard a joke. Somebody said that a paperclip would have drained the Indian out of their blood. So, Yeah, don't get me going on that. And then I live in Atlanta Braves country. All right, you got me. So there used to be two football teams in Boston. They were the Boston Braves and the Boston Redskins. Well, they had to switch names. No, I'm sorry. There was a baseball team and a football team, and they had to switch names because they were in the market too close. So we used to be what would have been the Washington Braves. We changed to the Washington Redskins. Boston went to Boston Braves. Well, they eventually moved to Atlanta. So my point of contention is, and I am a Braves fan, but I will tell you, if you're going to make me change the Redskins name, change that damn Braves name. So, and the Cleveland Guardians. Let me get on that for a minute. That was stupid, but they were stupid because they didn't fact check their name, and they picked the name of a men's roller derby team and got sued for like $10 million right out of the gate and lost.
I didn't even know men's roller derby was a thing. I thought it was all
No, men's roller derby's a thing. So
oh yeah. They actually have it for kids too.
Yeah.
I don't know if I would enroll
because there's a skating rink right down the street from me, 2 minutes away, and they have it every Sunday.
I don't know if I would let my kids do roller derby. That seems like a pretty violent sport. It was some show on the TV back in the 90s that it was like a professional roller jam. That got violent. So I don't know. After growing up watching that, I don't think roller derby for children is a very good idea.
Actually, I was the team paramedic for the Atlanta Roller Girls for their first 5 seasons, and I got out of it right about the time they formed the men's, and now they do have a children's division of roller derby. So yeah, but those were some very tough ladies. I mean, I was scared of some of them. So.
Dude, we have a local roller derby club, and oh my gosh, they have a booth. They sell baked goods every month. That we have a flea market local in town because of course Midwestern over here, flea market every month. That's like a point. Everybody in town goes to that. But the roller derby booth. Oh my gosh, there's some scary looking people that work at that booth. You do not want to mess with them.
They never get robbed.
No, and it was different for me because I'm obviously at a diminished physical capacity, so a steep sidewalk could take me out, let alone a 250-pound roller derby player.
Well, and they're on wheels too, so
exactly. My only advantage is nullified.
Exactly. You can clip them.
Bye ankles.
Yeah.
I've taken out a few ankles in my day.
Yeah,
so
you haven't ran over any pets, have you? Asking for
no.
No, my name's not Brenda.
We were live on the show one night and she ran over her dog. It was traumatic for all of us.
Oh my gosh.
The dog was fine. Don't at me, Peter. The dog was fine.
Well, then 2 weeks later, she ran over him again and broke his tail.
Okay, Peter, I'll give you her information. So.
BobbyDizzle.com.
That's right. No, he told me he was going to be, what did he say? Andy, he was going to be at a rat killing fest or something.
Yeah.
I was like, is this an Alabama thing? I don't know.
Who are these people?
I still don't know what it is. I asked him if he needed a permit for it. He never really answered that, so he's probably doing it illegally. I can see in New York, driving down the street and sniping them, but
yeah, really.
I don't know. It must be a Southern thing that I don't understand.
Yeah, and speaking
Go
of
ahead.
Brenda, that was funny though. Right after she ran over her dog, dog jumped on her lap and accidentally took control of her wheelchair and slammed her into the wall.
Oh my.
I only wish I could have seen that.
I know, that was hilarious. All you heard was oh God.
Payback.
She never fell out of the chair.
Whoa. I'm seeing Marge is somebody in the chat went to a dry college, a college in a dry county. I didn't know dry counties were still a thing.
In Tennessee, they are. I know. I don't know about that.
There's some areas in Texas that's dry that you can't have alcohol in.
That's what. Well, I used how backwards North Dakota is. We used to have a law that you couldn't buy alcohol on Sundays.
That's in Oklahoma too.
Oh, really? And that just got like appealed like 4 or 5 years ago. But
yeah,
in Ohio, you could buy alcohol in the grocery store.
Now that's awesome. Yeah,
there's an actual a liquor store in the grocery store.
Yeah. That's not North Dakota thing. We're a little more uptight about. We don't even have a recreational marijuana up here. We're uptight about that stuff.
Oh, we're legal here in Ohio.
Yeah, we're like
over in West Virginia. You can get alcohol at Target and Walmart.
We're like Mormons without the soaking up here.
Like every corner, there's a store to get the dispensary here.
We vote on it next week, and I'm kind of excited because I don't care either way because I have my medical card, but I'm hoping that it drives the price down because stuff's expensive, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Well, the government's going to add taxes. But, the county that Jack Daniels is made in is dry. You can't even drink Jack Daniels in the county it's made in Tennessee. That's crazy.
That's crazy.
Yeah, you'd think at least they'd let you buy a bottle or something and take it home, but
I never wanted to work at Jack Daniels more in my life until I discovered that they when you work there, you can take a bottle home with you on Fridays.
Interesting.
That is a heck of a perk.
Yeah.
And you can have 2 on the holiday too.
Oh, really? That is, man.
Yep.
Forget health insurance, free booze.
Exactly. Yeah, Jack Daniels growing up was my drink of choice. Growing up. I mean, when I was older in life. So
see, I grew up on a ranch, so I'm a Pendleton guy.
It's not bad.
No, it's. I have a fantasy about being a cowboy. I think that's where it stems from.
Ah.
Yeah.
Do you know how to use the rope?
No. I just.
I was going to ask.
Growing up, everybody either grew up on a ranch or wanted to. So.
Gotcha. Well, in Washington, D.C., growing up, my high school spoke 13 different languages, so I was very confused about what I wanted to do in life.
That is one thing that I kind of regret about living up here. Should have been a cowboy. Exactly, man. But that's one thing that I regret about living up here in North Dakota is it's pretty white up here. Like I can go 2 weeks without seeing a minority if I want to. So I would, love to live somewhere a little more colorful and like where there's not like only like the only culture isn't like trailer park trash.
Easy. Those are good people.
The area that I live in is called Ukrainian Village. So we have a variety here.
Wait a minute. You're in Ohio. Are they eating the pets?
No, we're not eating our pets.
Okay. I heard something about that on TV a while back.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, we had a bit about it a few weeks ago. It was funny. Yeah. Well, I live in Atlanta, so it's an interesting town. I'll leave it at that. I go to sleep to the sound of helicopters, which we lovingly refer to as ghetto birds, and gunshots. So, it's a great place.
So, last time I was in D.C., I got lost in Chinatown at like 1 a.m. Oh my God. This wide-eyed country boy is stumbling and like I'm not sure if it's not a very good neighborhood. So like this wide-eyed country boy is just like in a wheelchair, just stumbling around Chinatown in DC at 1 a.m. and I have no idea I got out of there without a scratch. Because oof.
Actually, Chinatown's not that bad. Well, it didn't used to be. I haven't lived there since 92. So
yeah, I was there in April, and it was pretty widely like I heard more than a couple times that you should not be in that part of town at night.
We have those type of town areas here in Ohio. You don't go over the railroad track after dark in one area.
Yeah,
especially if you're a guy.
Especially if you're a guy. Okay, are we gonna get taken off the air if you explain that statement to me? Usually it's the women that.
Oh no! Don't say you can protect the women. I don't want to get added.
No. Usually it's the women. It's the women that feel unsafe after dark.
Well, in this certain town, it's the men who feel unsafe after dark.
I'm confused.
Think about it.
Yeah.
Oh.
I'll tell you what.
Oh. Okay.
While you're getting that, Kyle. Everybody at WDJY, thank you for tuning in to hour 1 of the Misfits. It's actually went by much quicker than I thought it was. I was anticipating chaos and mayhem, but we've been quite well. Remember WDJY Radio Fairfax. You can come over to YouTube and find us under the Sportcats shows. The Paranormal Guys with AZ. We're live every Saturday night at 9 o'clock. And then we have a couple other shows you might want to check out. Everybody else, hang on a second. Let me push a button here. So I got to figure this out.
Hi, Rich Fields here, and come on down. It's time for the Sportcats Show.
And welcome back, WDJY, to hour 2, Sunday night with the Misfits. You can come over to YouTube and find us on the Sportcats shows on YouTube. Good Lord, I lost it right there. Thank you to Jurgs at jurgsradio.com, and we're live on Rainbow Radio. So we were discussing about getting lost at a certain part of town, and they don't eat the pets.
I'm still trying to wrap my head around that comment.
Maud, it's a little bit of both.
That is wild. You just have
equal rights, right?
Right, I guess.
But see the hookers in that part of town, you have to be careful because you're not sure if it's a woman or a man.
I've made that mistake before.
Oh God.
Okay. On FM, do tell. On FM, do tell. Oh, he's denied. See, you should just take the 5th.
Yeah. In my defense, it was dark in there, and she was convincing.
$20 is $20, right?
I mean, in all honesty, okay, it is hard to tell lately. It really is, because they're getting really, really good. And after they're really pretty, so it's hard to tell.
And after you've had a few, forget it.
Exactly.
Yeah. There was a bar at the corner of 4th and K in Washington D.C. called the Rogue.
Oh God.
And let's just say I wasn't old enough to drink, but I could get free drinks there. It's called a Twinkie if you just research that. And I didn't know that my best friend was gay. Not that there's anything wrong with that. He's still my best friend. But he was taking us there and not telling us. And in the middle of one of the nights of bringing his friends there, when we were all inebriated, Jack and Coke.
More Jack and Coke.
Exactly. I was making conversation with a young lady, and we were, hitting it off. And remember, I'm 16. I didn't know what to do with a woman at that age. And well, let's just say I asked for a check before he left, and I don't mean like the tab. I got tossed out of the bar.
I don't know if it was a Rogue specifically, but I accidentally wandered into a gay bar in DC last time I was there. Because I first time in the big city, so I wanted to get like a taste of the nightlife. So I started like and they have like they have DC has a bar district where they're like all the nightclubs and stuff are all clumped together. I think it's like DuPont Circle or something, if I remember right.
Yep.
Yeah, well anyway, so like I started like driving into like just all these random like clubs I could get into because which was not a lot, because for some reason every bar in that town includes like a sketchy, narrow staircase. So that took about half of them. And I on my way back, the last bar I wandered into, it was like there were a bunch of like dumpy looking like white guys in their 30s and 40s, which I didn't think anything of, because I'm a dumpy white guy in my looking white guy in my 30s. So I'm like, okay, let's just go. And all of a sudden I noticed there's only dudes in here. On my Atlanta. In their defense, I only had to say thanks but no thank you like twice. And as soon as the word got around that this was just like a naive North Dakotan trying to have fun, they were pretty chill about it. I had the time of my life in there.
Yeah, I went with some firefighters on the World Police Fire Olympics from Fairfax County, Virginia, outside of DC. And we played in Memphis, and we walked into a bar called Yosemite Sam's, and I should have known that sign said "Park it in the rear." I should have known right there. But yeah, you know what? And we actually had a great time. We had a great time. It was fun. So, but yeah, I should have known.
Yeah, no, gay bars are a good time. No judgment, because everyone's just laid back and you can just hang out.
No, and my friend grabbed my hand once and said, "No, he's with me." And before I could say what, they were gone. I'm looking at him like, "What?"
Okay, sounds good, Chris. I'll make my way to Chicago. I don't know how long it's gonna take me in a wheelchair, but give me 2 weeks.
And they asked the question at the top of the hour is, do I think Cheyenne wears boob shirts to her new job? No, she actually wears hoodies and takes a electric blanket, is what she reported to me. So,
Maud, are you talking about the Northern? I went to college in Fargo, and I spent many afternoons that they had a really cheap lunch buffet. Yeah, I'm the one poor SOB that went to a strip club for food.
Strip clubs have pretty good food, though.
Yeah, darn right they do.
There's one in Atlanta that has legs and eggs breakfast, all you can eat. And I'm assuming they need the pancakes, but
so my group of friends in college, we used to have a tradition that on our birthday we would go to the Northern, the strip club in Fargo, and we would find the sketchiest, the sketchiest looking stripper, and by the birthday boy a lap dance. I thought it was hilarious until it got to my turn, and oh my gosh, this poor woman smelled like tuna fish.
It's funny till it's your turn.
Yeah, and she had like a thick Cockney British accent. So I couldn't, oh my gosh. Yeah, that's the Northern. Many afternoons were spent there.
Andy, have you ever been to a strip club?
Nope.
Just saying, they really love wheelchair users at strip clubs.
Yeah, I know. I've heard.
Yeah.
can't get away from them.
No, and the lap dances are like 10 times easier.
Yeah, they are.
Do they give you half off or anything? I mean,
Then they really should.
I thought that was only for Michael Jackson sales.
So lap dances seem very much a thing that if I wouldn't take a half off if they let me. There's certain things in life that you don't take discounts on because it's a red flag.
$20 is $20. So
Yeah, that's true.
Yes, you're absolutely correct. I have a horror story from there, Chris. Yeah, we overnighted in Windsor, and we weren't in a strip club. I think we were in a hotel bar. It may have been just down the street from the hotel, but they were having a convention of people that dressed like women. And so I got to go to the bathroom, found out if you make a left, you actually walk into the ballroom of where everyone is. And I was like, oh, sorry. And I go out to the right, and there's a girl in there hiking up her skirt at the urinal. And
oh my.
The co-pilot, when he went to go in, I was like, oh yeah, it's down the hall, make a left. We didn't see him for like 20 minutes. We never let him live that down. And in the morning, when we're coming down the elevator, everybody's in their, business suit or street clothes or whatever. And Frank's looking at you and going, "Are you?" And I'm like, "Don't want to know." Oh, good times. So,
wow.
Yeah. That was the one thing I missed about that job is we get to see so many different parts of the country. So, I mean, I get to go halfway around the world as a paramedic who, barely graduated college. I got to do stuff that was pretty dang cool. So, but yeah. Harley, have you ever been to a strip club?
Actually, I have.
Oh, did you have a good time?
I did.
Were you never? I don't know how to word this. Were you guest or host?
I was a guest, and in strip clubs, they tend to favor the females that come in more than the males.
Probably because y'all aren't as handsy.
I wouldn't say that.
Oh,
because I was quite handsy.
Oh, well. All right then. Yeah, I've not been to many, just maybe 10 or 20. So that's probably a lie. 18.
I mean, and in Oklahoma, they have this one that's like a big girl strip club. I mean, big girl. Like that pole's reinforced, big girl.
Oh my gosh.
We used to have one like that in town here too, and
yes, girls have more fun at strip clubs than guys do.
So why? I don't understand what the allure of going to a strip club as a straight woman is.
I didn't say I was straight.
Okay, touche. Touche.
There's a strip club here in Atlanta. I'm trying to think. It's in the bottom of a hotel. And they advertise it's where retired strippers go.
Oh my.
And yeah, it's like your gilfs. I mean, it's
two thoughts. That is wild to me because there's just casually a strip club in the lobby of a hotel. Do you know the uproar that would happen if something like that existed up here? We'd have old church ladies clutching their pearls all over.
I don't think there's many rules in Atlanta.
We can't even sell booze in gas stations because people are so uptight up here.
Well, you can't buy liquor in gas stations here. You can buy beer and
no, you can't. No, that's not a thing here.
You can buy liquor in gas stations here. Ohio, like Cleveland and the area I'm in, doesn't really have much rules.
Yeah. I'm trying to think. I've been to Cleveland, but it's been a long time. So,
how does Ohio feel about being slain for something stuck in recently. I work with a bunch of college students, and they like to call things Ohio. So I Googled what it meant, and I had no idea that was a way of saying something is average.
I've never heard that.
Yeah, no.
I just actually heard that last week. It's a new term.
Yeah, isn't that? I don't know. I don't understand modern day slang.
Yeah, instead of going like okay, you go Ohio.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I heard it last time for the first time. Actually, I think it was on this show, and so I was very confused.
News to me. I've never heard it, and I live here.
I had a ex-girlfriend that she was a little bit younger than me, but there was definitely a little bit of an age gap. I had to Google like half the stuff she said, because the slang that they like Generation Z uses is completely over my head.
I have to do that with my kids though.
Oh,
like
God,
when they talk to me, I'm like,
so I was at like a wrestling show, and there were a bunch of like little kids there. I would say about, well, not little, but they were like 11 or 12, and they started chanting that's so Sigma. I thought they were chanting that's so smegma. And I'm like, oh my gosh, your parents let you talk like that? And so I like I don't have any kids, but I texted like, my friends are doing. They're like, that's not what they're saying, Kyle. They're saying that Sigma, which I still don't have a handle on what Sigma means.
Is it a sorority? I don't know either.
I don't know. I have no idea. Is Sigma good or bad?
I don't know.
I don't know. Atlanta has their own language, so and they literally do. So,
well, apparently we do here, because I had half the chat room chastising me earlier for saying the word pop. So, language is weird.
Yeah, we ran a call in the middle of the night. His car was flipped over on his top down in a ditch, and I was first on scene in the ambulance, and I see this guy standing on the side of the road, so I assume he's got something to do with the wreck. So I'm like, are you okay? And he jumps up in my face. He goes, don't you know me? I'm like, it's 3:00 in the morning. I barely know where the hell I am. He goes, I'm Dime Boy. I'm famous. I'm like, good. Dime Boy, are you okay? I'm out of here.
Good for you, Dime Boy.
Yeah. And I've Googled it, and I still don't know who the hell Dime Boy is. I'm just that way. And I don't know what smegma. I'll have to Google it.
Don't Google it. Don't.
I was just warned about Googling something else for another show. And I found out.
Yeah. You're definitely going to want to turn safe search on if you Google it.
Yeah. I Googled, what did they have me look up? Something about Big Brother or something like that. And I found out it had a whole different thing. I was like, whoa. I had to do lots of research on it though. So it wasn't the Big Brother TV show. So
yeah. I am terrible that if I don't know what something is, the first thing I will do is Google it. So if somebody ever, I am for sure on some watch list somewhere, because I have the weirdest browsing history ever.
I don't know. I Google some stuff some of my fans and some of my guests say. So and I have a paranormal show. And
oh boy.
Some of it's a little weird. So
believe me, mine's pretty weird too, because I Google like criminals and death row inmates and stuff like that for my show. And yeah.
I went to college for emergency management, and we had one of the courses that they made us
take. That's nasty.
Was on like terrorism. So and so one day they were talking about like different, like this was when ISIS was a thing. Well, I don't know if they're still a thing anymore because I haven't paid attention. But I got really curious about it. So I went home after the class and I Googled a bunch of stuff about like ISIS and stuff. Went back and my professor's like, Kyle, you shouldn't have done that. Why? I was curious. He's like, because the FBI like monitors that stuff. So you're probably on like some list or something. Because I was like, I was just curious. Like, I want to know more.
My son sat there one day and Googled how many murders do you have to commit to become a serial killer. I was like, maybe you shouldn't look that up.
Have you guys ever Googled something, Linz, and then got that if you need help, use the number to call message?
No.
That's a real eye awakener, because when you just Google something out of curiosity, and they're like, oh, if you need help, use 311 or whatever. It's, yeah, that caused you to like reprioritize. Maybe some stuff, maybe there's some questions that shouldn't be asked.
All right, I'm gonna have to ask you off the air. It's definitely not FM.
No.
You.
No. FM after the show, maybe.
Chris says, I just Googled that nickname about Cleveland. Harley hadn't heard of it. It says it started from the polluted water starting on fire back in the 70s. Okay.
See,
is that the one? There's a town up there. That might be Kentucky, that they abandoned the town because they had a cave or something under the town, and it was full of some kind of gas. And they got the bright idea to light the gas on fire to clear the cave out so they could have whatever. And it's still burning. And they evacuated the town. Is that what they're talking about? Is that in Ohio?
I don't know. I don't think it is.
Yeah, maybe it's Kentucky, but yeah, it's still burning like 100 years later. Yeah,
that would be a good spot for a party.
Yeah, kind of like Fukushima. However we say Fukushima. Yeah,
or like a music video. Why hasn't there been like a metal band that's shooting a music video there yet?
Probably.
Metal is all get out.
Yeah, it's a thing. I don't know. Well, I mean, heck, they used to. Oh, okay, Centralia, Pennsylvania. All right. Yeah. Well, I mean, human beings are sometimes stupid. We used to explode nuclear bombs in the atmosphere just to see what it would do in the 50s. Like, that doesn't seem like a very smart thing to do.
So it doesn't, but I like. This is why I can't be in charge of anything, because that's totally something that I would do if I had my finger on the button. Oh, what's this button do?
See, I'm autistic with ADHD, and yeah, I'd probably just, what's this?
Yeah, exactly. I have ADHD. There must just be an ADHD thing, because I've got it too, and yeah, I just be doing shit just to see what happens.
Yeah,
like my coworkers at my work know when I don't take my medicine for my ADHD and my autism, because by lunchtime they're so annoyed with me. But they say I make the day quite interesting. So
I would love to say that I'm unmedicated for my ADHD, but it takes me copious amounts of caffeine and nicotine to even be functional. So I am medicated, it's just self-medicated.
Well, see, I'm medicated, but for my surgery, they took me off of it because it could affect my issues. And with the fact that they've taken my caffeine away from me, yeah.
Well, not to be a cliche, because my name is Kyle, but if I couldn't have a can of Monster every day, I'd be a grouch.
Yeah, well, my wife wants to do these 24 and 48 hour fasts, and I don't know that I could do that without Mountain Dew. I could probably go with the food, but the Mountain Dew, I don't know.
Well, see, here starting like
exactly.
In 4 or 5 days, I have to start a clear liquid diet, which means no soda, no coffee, unless it's a clear energy drink that's 0 sugar. None of that.
Screw that.
It actually is, because there's this one like 7-Eleven sells one called that's named Fuse, and they're clear with 0 sugar but they're carbonated, so I can have that for now.
Well, I can't tell if my wife's going to go keto or carnivore. She can't make up her mind, and it's killing me. But so yeah, we're going to do these fast. I've already lost 15 pounds, and we're going to do these. So just to annoy her, I have started with no shave November. So she's going to starve me to death. So I don't know
if she chooses to go carnivore.
She might eat me. Yeah, I might worry about the dogs and the cats then. So don't at me. But yeah, I don't know how I'm going to function without Mountain Dew. I don't know that that's humanly possible to function without Mountain Dew.
So I used to be a Mountain Dew addict until I read the ingredient label. And dude,
that's why you don't read labels of anything.
They just be putting everything in there.
Listen, my government says it's safe, so it's got to be good for me.
Yeah, well,
you say that to the people in Minnesota that are drinking tap water.
I remember at one time,
because everybody knows the government's always trustworthy, right?
Oh, absolutely.
I remember at one time they used to say Mountain Dew made it where men couldn't have babies.
Well, with some, present company excluded, but with most of the Mountain Dew drinkers, I know that would be a benefit to society.
I can't comment, so I can't comment. So it might be litigation in Tennessee. I can't comment, but no, I've never heard that. There's one. Andy knows who we're talking about. Person that claims that there is parts of babies in Mountain Dew.
Wow.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's the same one that's got on me about the Earth being.
Is that there must be the same crowd that doesn't think birds are real, right?
They're dinosaurs. Now that I can get on board with.
No, people think they're like government drones.
Well, I mean, they could be, but I don't think there's billions. There's probably trillions of them. So, but yeah, but they are dinosaurs. I will give them that. They are.
Oh yeah.
Because I've seen birds tear some stuff up, and I'm like, man, that's pretty impressive. Yeah.
So we used to raise chickens out at not used to, they still do. I just don't. But if you ever have any question about if chickens are dinosaurs, watch them tear apart, like a mouse or something. They're little dinosaurs.
Yeah. Well, look at pigs.
We used to
drop off some things at the local pig farm. You'll never see them again.
We used to have
growing up down south.
We used to have a neighbor that used to use pigs as like guard animals, and they would like cow control and stuff, and you never had a problem. Those things were vicious.
Oh yes, pigs can be very mean. They can be very mean. My son decided that they have wild boar hunts here, and they have one where you go wild boar hunting with nothing but a knife. Oh. And my son decided to do this. I'm like, son, those are vicious. They'll kill you. He's like, no, we'll be all right. I'm surprised he didn't die. Somebody ended up having to finally put a 9mm in the.
Pigs eat everything.
They do
everything. Bones, everything.
Yeah. Oh God, you have leftovers after dinner. You just throw it in a bucket and send it down to the pigs because they'll eat everything.
Yep. I just said this on my radio show the other day. I didn't know that pumpkins, when you dispose of them in the trash this time of year, it causes a problem for dumps because when they, I don't get the proper term, I guess is decompose, it forms another gas and then it mixes with all the other gases in the dump. But because the dump is overloaded with pumpkins this time of year, it makes a toxic fume and it ruins water for like miles around. So they're saying recycle your pumpkins, squash them, or
Put
give
them
them
in
to
a
pig
field.
farmers. Yeah.
Have you seen those videos of hippos eating pumpkins and like watermelons and stuff? It is wild that they can do what they can do. I don't know why, because I live in North Dakota, but hippos terrify me. Like, it's such an irrational fear I have, because if I live to be 100, I'm probably never going to see a hippo in my life, but I'm scared to death of hippos.
There's probably been one in Atlanta. We've had zebras and ostriches running down the street. So there's probably going to be a hippo in Atlanta.
I have deer that walk up to my front door. And we have coyotes here. And like, I've got a picture of 2 deer in my backyard, and one of them's just standing there staring straight at me.
Like, feed me.
Yeah. They have no problem. Like, 3 of them walked up to my porch because the light we had on the porch.
Interesting.
Like, I've never seen so many deer in my life who are just out free. Like, they walk across the middle of the street here, and it's nothing.
Yeah, every few years, this small little college town that I live in gets all in a frenzy because somebody thinks they see a mountain lion in town, and 9 out of 10 times, there's always a big house cat.
Yeah.
Trust
me, you know when you see a mountain lion.
You'll know. They're very,
If you see it, because usually you don't see them. So yeah.
Yeah, well,
yeah, that happens a lot in Georgia too, and they deny it. But there are mountain kitties in Georgia and Tennessee, and they deny that as well. So I've seen one in Tennessee. I know what it was. That tabby wasn't that big. It was as big as a deer and jumped over a chain link fence. Yeah, it wasn't a tabby. Pretty sure.
We never get moose. We never used to get moose down here in North Dakota, but they've been starting to come down from Canada a lot more. I suppose just like wildfires and stuff chasing them out. And oh my gosh, I didn't realize how big mooses are.
I've yet to see one, but my son moved to Vermont, and they have to go in their houses when they see one.
Yeah,
because I guess they're mean or territorial or something.
Oh God, and did you know they can swim? Could you imagine how terrifying it would be just swimming in a lake and you stick your head underwater and there's just this big old moose coming up at you?
Rocky and Bullwinkle.
Yeah.
Yeah, they also have something up there called a fisher cat, which is kind of like a wild weasel Wolverine combination, and you don't want to cross it either. I was like, what the hell? Maybe I do want to stay in Atlanta. We don't have those things. We just got snakes that'll kill you. That's all.
See, snakes don't bug me, but I don't mess with spiders.
No.
No, that's the one. That's one benefit of living somewhere where it gets cold for 9 months of the year is we don't have giant spiders.
You don't have snakes either, do you?
We have rattlesnakes on the west side of the state, like on the Montana border. But no, we don't have them we're obviously garter snakes in the summer, but we don't have multiple species roaming around.
Yeah.
Because it gets too cold for anything like that to thrive.
Yeah, Atlanta, we've got timber rattlers, rattlesnakes, eastern diamondback. I don't know. There's a couple of water moccasins, copperheads. I don't know. Pretty much any snake here will kill you. So
we are under like 2 feet of snow pretty much 9 months of the year.
It's cool.
Yeah, it's a fun place to live, especially when you're in a wheelchair. I got to put the snow tires on some years.
Hook up to the plow.
Exactly.
That'll drain your battery.
Hey, Kyle, one thing. If you ever get to meet Brenda, don't talk to her about spiders. Remember what happened on the live feed the one night, Glenn?
Yeah.
When she was outside, saw a spider and shot it.
Yeah. It was a Texas spider in her defense. Apparently it was as big as a tin can or something. I don't know.
Spiders are big down there, though.
Yeah, she pulled out her 40 cal and shot it live on TV. He jumped out of the chair. It looked like something in the movie. Her caretaker comes running out with his gun. What the hell's going on?
So a few years ago, I got COVID really bad, actually on Halloween, but that's another story.
Oh,
and
geez.
so during my quarantine, I was gonna I'm probably like the one and only millennial that has never seen the Harry Potter movies. So I'm like,
never seen Harry Potter?
No, well, up until now. But so I'm like, well, I'm on 2-week quarantine. That would be a good time to watch the whole franchise. Nobody told me about all those spiders in the second one. So now I'm on the couch, bowled over, hyperventilating because I'm short of breath, and there's just all these spiders coming out at the screen at me. And sleep for 2 days.
I don't think I have any paranoias that bad, but
oh gosh, spiders and clowns.
See, I'm afraid of clowns, but I have reasons why. But not I love the horror type clowns, like It and those ones, the horror ones. I love them.
I don't. Yeah, I saw that. I don't scream. Yeah, I don't think I have any problem with clowns. I mean, sometimes they're creepy, but yeah, I don't know. I really don't guess I have any. I mean, snakes would probably be the closest. I mean, they creep me out. So I don't.
Do you guys remember years ago where there was randomly that rash of clowns popping up all over?
Yep.
Those were wild days.
They did that here recently, downtown Cleveland, on the highway and the bridge. There was people trying to bang and get into your car, and it was horrible.
Okay, when you said the phrase "trying to bang," that is not the mental image I got.
There's an OnlyFans for that.
For some reason, I went the other way, and I thought of two clones going at it. I don't know where my head's at tonight.
Well, you're on the Misfits. That's where.
No, wait.
Let's see. Kyle, would you hold on a minute? I don't know if I can read. Okay, Chris wants to know, Kyle, would you rather be attacked by a car full of clowns or a car full of spiders?
So this is gonna sound such a fun boy answer. Okay. The clowns I could reason with, the spiders I couldn't. Just because they're animals, you can't reason with an animal. So probably clowns, because I'm pretty sure I can make them laugh.
I'll get in the car with a big can of Raid.
Yeah, right? Yeah, exactly.
Oh, good one. Andy, what about you? What would you do?
Clowns or spiders?
Yeah.
I'd say clowns.
Okay. Wouldn't matter to me, I don't guess. I'm not afraid of spiders. So.
Yeah, as long as they're just human clowns. We're not talking it or anything. They're just clowns. They're not spiders are gonna want to eat you.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, depending on the spider, you can have daddy long legs and they don't even.
Yeah, they don't bite. They just crawl around.
Yeah,
they're pretty big.
That's true.
Yeah, but somebody told me that they have one of them. They have too small of a mouth to bite, but if they did, it would be one of the most poisonous spiders. I don't know if it's true.
Yeah, that's.
I think that's an old wives' tale.
Yeah, I have no idea.
Because it's one of those things that if you think about it for more than 5 minutes, it doesn't even make sense.
Well, no, they really can't bite you because their mouth is too small.
Oh, really?
That's why they only eat insects. But if they did bite you, they'd be the most venomous spider out there.
Interesting. Yeah.
I grew up in the South where we learned about all this.
Yeah. See, in Washington, D.C., we didn't have snakes and, we had rats, but,
we had spiders, big spiders, some the size of your hand or bigger.
Oh, the very first time I went squatching and they want you to use a green light instead of, flashlight. And I learned later why, but I turned that red light on when we were out in the woods and all I could see was eyeballs everywhere. It was all the spiders. Okay, now that freaked me out a little bit.
Exactly, right? You don't trust anything with more. I don't trust anything with more than two eyes.
Well, I don't know. I've been married for a while, but yeah, that freaked me out though. All the green eyes glowing back at you. So I took my wife out in the woods and I was like, "Hey, turn on your green light."
What were you doing when you saw them?
It was on one of my first expeditions for Sasquatch. Bigfoot.
Yeah. Well, okay. Is that what squatching is?
Yeah.
I've never heard that term before.
Well, I mean, maybe it's just something we use, but yeah.
Yeah. No. We don't have any of that stuff up here. We ain't got forests. There's like one tree in the entire state. So,
that's all Ohio is trees.
Yeah. No, Bigfoot would have nowhere to hide up here.
Glenn, I have to get you on the asylum one day when we do our paranormal episodes.
Yeah, you should. I got plenty of squatching stories. So. Yeah. Now I call it camping with rednecks. So
that seems more apt.
I've learned how to professional squatch now. So have beer, have base camp, have fun. So get stuff thrown at you.
So do you squatch? Do you think Bigfoot's a thing?
I absolutely know it is. I've seen them. So yeah.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Fascinating. Because any of that like paranormal stuff, I'm so skeptical of it.
Well, now there are a lot of fake stories out there.
Okay.
I will tell you that. And I get emails every week when people send me pictures of stumps, blobs with red circles around it.
Yeah. What is
everything
that?
is not a Bigfoot, people in the woods. Calm down.
That iconic footage of that was like from the 70s of Bigfoot like walking across the screen and then looking at is that fake?
No, that is actually real.
Okay.
So, that's probably the most concrete evidence we have to date. Now, I will say that we have some stuff coming up from one of the groups I'm involved with that might be about that level. So it's not been released yet, but yeah.
That's super cool.
Yeah.
Well,
we are the first group to actually have footage of a portal too. So yeah.
What's the portal?
Well, we don't know exactly. It appears on the camera as a square cube that is ice cold and invisible to the spectrum of light you can see with your eyes.
That's wild.
Yeah, and well, I don't want to go into it on this show about it, but two of my teammates walked into it, and one of them shortly thereafter developed cancer and passed away, and the other one had a severe anaphylaxia and passed away. Whether or not it was related to the portal or not, those two people are no longer with us out of our team, and they were in pretty good shape.
Well, if you ever need a guest that's a skeptic but not a dick about it, I'm your guy. Because I don't believe in any of that stuff, but I find stories about it just fascinating.
Oh yeah, we've got people on. Now we got UFO people on, Bigfoot people. UFO people are sometimes a little more odd, but a lot of times people will say they saw Bigfoot or think they saw Bigfoot, and they probably didn't, but let them have their moment.
So I do believe in aliens because I refuse to believe that the entirety of everything, there's not another planet with.
Well, mathematically, I mean,
it doesn't make any sense. And not only that, but how much would that suck to be like just alone in the whole universe?
Yeah.
That's interesting.
And we're probably the lowest level in the entire galaxies of intelligence. So
my philosophy is like, how in The Simpsons the aliens are watching the people. That's how I figure they're doing us. They're watching us and laughing at all the stupid stuff we do.
Yeah, I agree.
Well, I said, okay, do we care what ants do? Not really, unless they're messing with our stuff. That's probably how aliens view us as just little insignificant bugs that can just be left to their own devices.
I don't man, I don't know if they can leave us to our own devices. We're pretty stupid sometimes.
Yeah. If you said a mouthful there.
Yeah. So if we haven't we've figured out a way to kill ourselves 10 times over for no apparent reason. So, just because we don't like it.
Okay, but let's spin that. How many like Armageddons have we lived through? Like world-ending events. Like because I'm like 34, and people in like the early to mid 30s have lived through so many world-changing events. Like stuff doesn't even register anymore.
Well, I think every generation has something that they remember, like the Kennedy assassination, the Martin Luther King assassination, the Cuban Missile Crisis. My generation was 9/11.
Mine was 9/11 and the bombing. Like my elementary school was like not even a mile away from the Murrow building.
I almost punched a kid yesterday because not yesterday, it was last month. We were talking about, I was on the anniversary of 9/11, and he said, we were talking about 9/11, and he's like, oh, that's the thing, that really old bad thing that happened that I learned about in the history books. Oh my God.
The younger kids, they didn't experience it, so that's how they learned about it, was in history books. So that's how they learned it. Like,
they probably view 9/11 the same way we view like Pearl Harbor. Like,
I forgot about Pearl Harbor.
Exactly.
Yeah. Well, in my high school, I don't know if it's high school, but my history all through school, we never were taught anything about the Vietnam War. It wasn't until I got out and went to college that I learned anything about the Vietnam War. So, yeah, man, that's right. Berlin Wall coming down during Reagan. Yeah, there's been lots of historical events.
Yeah, I'm just talking about because I mean, you gotta remember the world was supposed to end in 2012, and since then, just alone, we've had like how many times have we almost had World War III, and we had an entire like pandemic. It's just been like world event after world event after world event.
Yeah, the pandemic that changed everything in the world. So yeah,
that seems like a lifetime,
pretty much. So
that seems like a lifetime ago.
Yeah, well, don't worry. They say there's another one coming. So
cool. I could use the time off.
Yeah, shuttle disaster. Yeah, I remember exactly where I was. The shuttle. Yeah. So yeah, there. I guess there are some in every generation, and you do remember them. But
yeah.
What
I always think is like you want to see how warped just how we digest news is. Was it? I think it was a couple summers ago when all those billionaires got like lost under the ocean, and people started making memes. 20 years ago, that would have been a tragedy, but now in 2024, we thought it was hilarious.
Yeah, we talking about the submarine that was looking
for
Titanic or something. Yeah,
we're just getting so numb to all this bad stuff happening that
That's true.
Yeah,
no, most of us just have a sick personality where we find stuff like that humorous.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, Maud says Andy is getting an alert. So Andy's got his scanner on. There's something going on in Maryland, something bad. So yeah, I don't know. Well, if we'll mention that, let's talk about the Mandela effect. What do you think? Is that a real thing?
Yeah.
I think it is too.
I would love for that to be a possibility, because one of the
that's like, okay, Shaq says he never played in a movie where he played a genie, but I remember it.
I remember that too.
But Shaq says he never played in a movie as a genie.
I hadn't heard this one. Huh.
Yeah, it was all over Facebook.
I did too. I have that on VHS. It's in my childhood home. I'll dig it up, but I
don't remember the name of it, but I remember the movie. Yeah,
Shazam.
Yeah,
I think you're right. Yeah, huh?
So when I stopped believing in the Mandela effect, ironically during the pandemic. Because if time travel, because one of the prevalent theories about the Mandela effect, that there's like a time travel aspect to it. But if time travel existed, don't you think somebody would came back and stopped all this bad crap from happening since 2020?
No, because you really have to learn from the bad stuff that happens. How are we to learn if stuff doesn't happen?
It's called the butterfly effect.
I don't know.
And if they change one thing, it's going to have a reaction to, like, it's going to change more than just that one thing. It's going to have more effects happen than that.
So, Harley, are you saying Hitler was a good thing?
No, we're not saying that.
I'm kidding.
But if you went back and changed that, that would change the world.
Yeah, that's true.
So, I mean,
because everything happens for a reason.
Yeah. And there's actually somewhere, God, Bobby got on this one night, and I don't remember, but they were talking about the time travel is possible, but that's one thing that they've blocked is from anybody killing Hitler or something. Apparently it's a thing in the conspiracy theory world.
Oh, they have like a list of stuff that you absolutely can't do?
Apparently that one's like blocked by like that group of unknowns that causes trouble for everyone, whoever they is.
Back to the Future would have been a totally different movie if the DeLorean had a pop-up blocker. Because I would imagine sleeping with your mother would be one of those things that would be blocked.
Well, I mean, probably not blocked, but probably not a very good idea.
If I'm making a time machine, incest is like one of the no-nos I'm going to build into it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, there was probably so many things with time travel you couldn't change or shouldn't mess with. So, but I'm sure that our government's trying somehow to figure it out desperately. So,
you guys ever freak yourself out thinking of all the technology that the government is hiding from us?
Oh, it's out the window, stuff we'd never think of.
Oh my gosh. Oh, when you talk about aliens, somebody in the government has to know if aliens exist, right? If they exist, the government has to know about it, right?
Oh, I'm sure they do. I'm 100% sure they do.
Well, and they listen on your phone conversations too. That's why
yeah.
when you're talking on the phone and then a random ad that you said something about pops on your phone.
Is it awful that I kind of like that because I like being catered to?
Well, a friend of mine was a military police officer in whatever the original Desert War over there. We liberated Kuwait. I think it was when we liberated Kuwait, whatever it was. And he was telling me when he came back, he's like, man, they had these things. They were about the size of a book, and we could type in the person's name. And, because he was an MP, they were in charge of POW, MIAs, and all that stuff. And he said, we'd get back to the station, we'd hook it up this thing, and upload it to a bigger computer. 40 years later, well, it's probably 40 years, 20 years later, it's an iPad. He said, God, that's exactly what it was. It was an iPad. So, I mean, I was like, okay. So I kind of suspected it, but that definitely gave me, when he came back with that story, I was like, because at that time, a calculator was about that size.
If Iron Man suits are a thing and the government is hiding it from me, I'm going to be pissed.
You probably got a lawsuit. So
I'm suing them. Give me my Iron Man suit, damn it.
That's probably why they won't release it. So.
Yeah, right.
Well, you probably don't remember, but they said that by 2030 we'd have flying cars. God, I hope we never have flying cars.
No, could you imagine?
People can't drive now for it, so
exactly.
I mean, I got hit by a car crossing a crosswalk.
Yeah, I can't.
Would you guys ever take a ride in one of those self-driving cars?
I would, but it'd be kind of weird. I'd be nervous the whole time.
Yeah, because one glitch and it's all over.
Yeah, I'd probably have to be inebriated to do it, but yeah, I probably would.
Well, inebriated, I would do most things.
That's a whole nother show.
Yeah.
The Misfits After Dark.
Yeah.
Well, there is such a thing as the Misfits After Dark. It's usually the second hour of the show, or the third hour of the show that's not FM friendly. So that's when we can cut loose a little bit. So, but yeah, I'd probably ride in one. But I don't, and I didn't get to talk about this tonight, but I'm not sure if I fell for deep fake AI or not. Freightliner, the truck company, is supposedly coming out with an $8,000 truck. And I've seen this all over YouTube, and it looks pretty badass. And I got to say, if it's a real thing, I'm on board. I want one. I've watched about 10 videos on it. I've made up my mind that I will own one of those. But I don't know if it's a real thing. I don't know if I'm being catfished by somebody, if it's a real thing. So
I don't know. Yeah, what AI can generate image-wise it's kind of scary. You have to, I mean, if you know what to look for, it's easy to. Because like AI, there's certain things that it doesn't do well. Like shadows, it doesn't do very well, and like fingers, like human fingers, it doesn't do very well. So if you know what to look for, you can sniff out an AI picture pretty easy. But yeah, it's getting tougher and tougher.
yeah, puts like 3 boobs on women. Yeah.
Well, that I don't mind.
So, oh, that would put the bra industry out of business. So. Harley, can you imagine having a third one? I mean,
no.
It's like udders at that point.
Yeah.
I'm good. Nope, I'll pass.
Yeah. So, so many things to say, but no horror FM. So, but
although I will say about AI, because like for office work, it makes my life easier. Because like we're in a really like sweet spot with the AI, like generative AI. Because like I can run something. I can like put something into like ChatGPT and get like a document, and people think I developed it myself.
So it's making you smarter.
It's making me look smarter.
Yeah. Well, it gets back to my argument with my kids. The smartphone's not making you smarter. So.
Yeah. So, and I'm just until they figure it out, I'm gonna ride that horse into the ground because it's making me look like a genius right now.
Oh, I think there's places for it.
Oh,
and
yeah.
the military has an entire branch. In fact, if a certain person gets in office, there may be another branch of military, a cyber military. I don't know what they'll call them, the cyber force or something. But we're getting to that point with it.
It sounds like a season of Power Rangers.
So, well, but I mean, we're getting to that point where you've got to have something smarter than the computers, or maybe the computers are smarter than us, vice versa. I don't know, but we're gonna have to get it under control. So, and of course, it'll take our government to do it.
I think there absolutely should be regulations, cause there's even like in movies, there's actors that are getting the studios are putting them in movies with like generative AI, and
that's why there was the strikes in the movie, and because like we talked about it on the Mod Squad, we have a movie show, and we talked about the strikes, and even on the gamer show that we do, we talked about the gamer strikes, the industry. There were strikes for the AI for both of those.
Yeah.
When the gaming industry is a mess anyway, because it baffles me how little those visual effects people get paid.
Well, that's part of why they went on strike right there, was because of that.
Gosh.
Yep, you're absolutely right. And the
like that's what my wants to do is the gaming designing, and I'm like,
I probably don't pay very well right now. Maybe. No. So, all right. Well, we're going to sign off from WDJY and Radio Fairfax. We thank you for listening. We appreciate you. You can come over and find us every Saturday night, The Misfits, on YouTube under the Sportcats shows. We have a live show Saturday night. Wednesday night is the Paranormal Guys with a Z. And then occasionally we do a public safety show on Fridays called Great and Guardian. And the newest thing we have is Two Broke Witches every Monday night. So make sure to check that out. Everybody at WDJY and WRFN have a great Radio Free Nashville. Yeah, well, you have a great night too. We will see you soon. Everybody else, hang on a second.
Hi, Rich Fields here, and come on down. It's time for the Sportcats Show.
Yeah, same old, same old. My dad retired, well, partially. No, he jumped on the part-time, though.
We can say whatever we want. So
I feel like we talked about nothing for 2 hours.
that's pretty much what the Misfits is, a show about nothing.
Okay.
It's like Seinfeld.
Okay.
Hey, my favorite TV show of all time.
You got to go, Harley. All right, Harley. Yeah, you got to go to work. Have a nice night. Thank you for coming on. We loved having you.
Yeah, I have to be up early tomorrow.
We'll get you back one night sometime
Okay.
soon. So we'll catch you soon, Harley. See you.
Okay, bye, guys.
Bye. She's sweet. I'm glad she come on. I told her that the guys in the chat may be brutal to her, though. So, but they were good. That's
they
right.
Were very well behaved.
Subscribe. So.
I was
well behaved.
I was actually worried that I was going to get some gross comments tonight, but the chat was, you have a good chat room.
Oh yeah, our chat's great. Found a cast that makes Andy appear normal. Oh, Ross, that's great.
Wow.
We don't ever use the word normal with Andy, so
Exactly.
I know him a little too well.
Unfortunately.
Yeah. Yeah, well, Ross and everybody else, I've been thinking about this, and I'm going to just start rotating some people in and out, and seeing how people do. I mean, I think Kyle, I think you fit in well. So
yeah, well, I had a really good time. Thanks for having me.
Oh, we're glad to have you.
Yeah, it was fun.
Yeah, I mean, you can't complain. I'm gonna look and see if there's anything good real quick before we call it, because we want to see if we can find any deviants and hookers in New York City. So
no, they shut them cameras down.
Did they?
Yep.
Oh my God, I just saw a rat run across the street in Philadelphia when I turned the camera on. Swear to God. I pulled the Philly camera up.
Well, they just had one earlier tonight in Philly. One of them homeless people got run over by a car.
Oh God, did you see it?
Yeah.
Wow.
He was laying in the street on drugs, and the car just ran right over top of him.
Wow. Well, Key West is always hopping. Hold on here. Let me share the screen.
Yeah,
you never know what you're going to get. Share. No, not video. Share screen.
Okay, my house guests are kind of getting rowdy about heading out for the night, so I'm going to take off.
Okay, we'll let you go. Thank you, Kyle. We'll probably have you back soon.
I appreciate it. Yeah, let me know anytime, bud.
All right, talk to you soon, Kyle. Thanks.
See ya, Kyle.
All right, bye. Hey, Andy, I was looking, and looks like they're busy down at the point.
Oh yeah.
So, yeah, chat. What do you think? I think he did great. I think we'll have him come around. Ross, there was cameras in Brooklyn that were, what was it, Georgia and Alabama Avenue? They had well, it was
Yeah, I believe so.
yeah, and yeah, so We just occasionally go check out different bars and see what's going on. See if there's anything fun. The West looks like it's calmed down a little bit. You got it at 8 p.m. Tuesday night, right, Ross? I think, yeah, the election's Tuesday. So, yeah.
Election is Tuesday.
Oh, thank God, it'll be over with. I'll never be so glad that it'll be over with. Well, that looked pretty nice. Yeah. Okay. Well, Ross, I don't have a show Tuesday night, so I don't know. I might tune in, Ross. I don't know what I'm gonna do. I haven't made up my mind about election night. I don't know that I even want to watch it. I'm hoping that it is over with and done with by midnight, that we have a yes or no from one or the other. Because I'll tell you, I'm tired. It's worse than the pharmaceutical commercials, you know, because you keep hearing about the pharmaceutical commercials, how everything's going to kill you. Well, hell, you get campaign election or whatever advertisements where the one or the other is going to kill you. So I'm so tired of it. I want it over with. So Key West looks kind of lame. Of course, it's 80 degrees down there in paradise.
Oh, yeah.
I wish I could live there. Ross, hurry up and make us millionaires so we can move down there. So
yeah, this was the first year we had trick or treat and it was 80 degrees outside.
It was a little chilly here, and we actually had trick or treaters this year. For a couple years, we didn't.
Right. So
I was kind of glad to see him, to be honest. Well, I'm in a class, so
this year we had over 120.
Oh wow! I think Beth said there might have been like 30, something like that. I'm in a class on Thursday, so I missed it. So yeah, I'm upgrading my ham radio license. So I'm in a class to upgrade
cool.
in general. Yeah, every Thursday night. So
yeah, Mike keeps trying to get me to talk me into getting my ham radio license.
You should do it. It's a lot of fun. I mean, you can meet some really cool people and do some cool things. So I like the digital repeaters. I've got two. I got one on one in 2 meter VHF, one in 70 centimeter UHF on my desk here. It's about, 6 inches wide. Yeah. So, and with my little teeny tiny walkie talkie, I can talk around the world. So it's kind of cool. So I like that. So I think it's a kind of boring night. I'm not seeing much going on anywhere. Key West looks kind of lame.
Yeah, it does, doesn't it?
And then now that they've taken the hooker cameras down, haven't found anything to replace them yet. So now the night we had the dinosaurs show up on here, that was the best night.
Yeah.
Were you online that night, Andy?
I believe I was.
Yeah, that was great. That was great when the dinosaur just waddled up on the screen.
Yep. I was like, oh my God.
Well, Andy, as much as I love you, I think I'm going to wrap it up early tonight since the cameras are kind of lame. My girls are all gone. I do appreciate the chat, though. The chat is always as nice. Please hit the thumbs up button, like, follow, and subscribe. Oh, I didn't see that. Well, it's a shame we missed that in the after hour show. I would have liked to have seen that.
Yeah, me too. Damn.
We've got, let's see who I got coming up, Andy, for the paranormal guys. We have, that's the wrong thing. Dummy, got to bring the calendar up. On Wednesday night, the paranormal guys, we have, I think this is the week. Is this the week? November 6th. We have Jonathan Fink. He is, Andy, you might like this show. He is author of several books. And the one we're going to talk to him about, well, I'm going to talk to him about a couple, but Are Baseball Gods Real?
Ooh.
He's written a history about baseball and the gods of sports. And then the second hour, we have an ATF agent. You remember Wayne, Wayne from Boston. He's going to come in and talk about his new book. So, yeah, during his career, he had 2,300 scenes and major events. So, yeah, he had a lot of good stuff. Yeah, I think you're right. Once Cheyenne got banned, I think it was kind of set. I wondered for a while if I hadn't been locked out of them. So because he asked me not to rebroadcast them, I'm like, yeah, well, thanks for asking. So, and then Monday night is Two Broke Witches. They're supposed to be doing a live investigation this weekend. I'm not sure if they are or not. So.
Cool.
Haven't heard. So Monday night is that, and then Ross on Tuesday night, if you're into politics, he has on Jurg's Radio, and it's also on YouTube, Talk TV 24. You've seen him in the chat here. He has a political thing, so he's either going to be drinking heavily or partying. I guess I don't know,
or both,
or both. So we'll see how that goes. I might ask him to send me a link about halfway through. I don't know. I just hope it's over with. I'm tired of it. So I really am.
Oh, I know. I'm tired of hearing all the political commercials.
We get a 16-month break and it starts all over again.
Yes, we do.
Don't we love American politics? No, not really. No, not really.
Not now when you're getting emails about it.
Yeah, well, they're still sending me stuff to my mailbox. The mailman had to make a special run.
And
it was nothing but campaign stuff. And I'm like,
yep.
Why? That's kind of, that to me in this century, decade, whatever, seems to me to be the poorest form of advertising. Why would you, now maybe state official, local county official, maybe even Congress, Senate. I don't see it, but why? That seems to me to be worst waste of their money because it's not taxpayer, well, it shouldn't be taxpayer money. So get the internet. You can email it, or you can say go to a link, or go on Ross's show and give us.
Or you get text messages about it on your cell phone.
Oh my God! Yes. Oh, yes. I've been getting them on my phone too.
Yep.
And I had somebody call me and ask me if they were a poll worker and wanted to poll me, and I'm like, I don't want to talk to you. I don't even know who you are. So I don't know.
Have you talked to Brenda in the last couple of days?
No, she's been sick. So no, I haven't.
She didn't tell you what Patrick did?
No.
He got wasted the other night and then got on the radio.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he drank a bottle and a half of Jack.
So it was like Bobby Dizzle, except on. I hate him.
Then he started singing. Then he started singing SpongeBob SquarePants.
Okay. And he's giving out the dirt. Well, Andy is the moderator of his own radio channel. It's private, and that's where we sometimes go and chat. So, yeah, that's where. Yeah, exactly. Davy Crockett strikes again. Well, I can't say I have never done anything stupid after having a few too many. So, I mean, probably most people are guilty of that at some point in time. So,
yeah.
At my fire academy graduation ceremony, my wife was about to dump me out of the car because I kept pulling the sunroof down during the winter and standing up through the sunroof yelling, "I'm invincible." So,
oh, nice. Did anybody get that on video?
No. So, and they can't find the video of where I was nearly killed by a turkey during the fire academy. So,
oh, nice.
I was the rookie that had to drop the frozen turkey in the overfilled fryer to show that it catches on fire.
Oh, nice.
And my instructors had set it up on 2 sets of pallets so that it was higher.
Mm-hmm.
Filled it to the very top with peanut oil, which is the worst to use.
Exactly.
Soaked the pallets in diesel. So I had a pike pole. And for those of you who don't know what a pike pole is, it's basically a long fiberglass hook with a point on the end of it. It's like a
hook.
Half a hook, yeah, with a sticky point on it. It's for sticking and pulling down roofs or ceilings. And so I had the 6 foot long one, and I had this huge 20-pound damn frozen turkey, and they had put it in damn dry ice. That some bitch was froze. And I mean, as soon as it got off that pike pole, I hear boom. The turkey went straight up in the air. There was a fireball back on me, and I had just asked the safety officer, should I be wearing SCBA and something? He's like, you'll be all right. Okay.
Yeah.
And they had to spray me with a fire extinguisher. It singed my eyebrows off. All the media was there. Fire chief was there. Yeah. Good times.
And the chief was probably going, oh shit, this isn't going to be good.
Yeah. He came over and asked me, why weren't you wearing your SCBA? And I'm like, well, it's a funny story. I wanted to.
Ask the safety officer.
Exactly. Since I can't see it, so I haven't done anything stupid this past hour. Well, this hour I haven't been guilty. I'm good on radio. On Ross's radio, I'll curse.
Yeah,
Ross don't mind. So, and I didn't tell everybody. I am back to doing my radio show on the Thin Line Rock Station.
cool.
I am there from noon to 1400, noon till 2 Eastern time, spinning rock and roll records. You can make requests through the station or send them to me. I'll shout you out, do a request, and we have a good time with that. And I'll probably have to talk to Ross because, my lunchtime show is going to be Tuesday during the election.
Ooh.
Yeah. And I got to make it funny, so I don't know. So I'm trying to compile in my head a list of American theme songs, Born in the USA, Bye Bye American Pie, things like that. So I'm trying to I want to see if the station manager will give me a lineup of all something theme like that. So that'd be kind of cool. So I'm hoping he will. So maybe he's listening. So if you're listening, that's what I'm wanting. So
yeah.
So well, they follow me on this show. They're real good to me. They're like
cool.
Ross. So just like, Ross comes over here. We go over there. I listen to him sometimes here and there. So, and Ross, I love you, but I can't wait for the election to be over. So
yeah, really.
You can request Brandy, You're a Fine One by Looking Glass. I can make that one happen. Maybe not Tuesday, but Thursday. But yeah, I can do that. I can make that happen. So I can do that. That's actually one that's fairly requested fairly often. So Andy, you got anything going on that you want to talk about before we get out of here?
No, not really.
No good calls, nobody.
Oh, we had 3 mountain fires this week.
Yeah, I saw something about that up in Maine or something. They're having horrible ones up there.
We had 1 in Pennsylvania and we had 2 here in Maryland.
Wow. Your all's area typically don't get that.
No, we had the one was 17 acres. And it was down in a hollow area, and they couldn't even get the brush trucks down there. They had to walk 2.5 miles down these cliffs to go get it.
I'll tell you, I never fought. In Fairfax, mulch fire.
Right.
Maybe a small trash fire, outside fire. When I went to Tennessee and volunteered, and I had to actually take a class on forest firefighting. That is some of the hardest work you can imagine. And those guys and gals earn their money. Those are tough fires.
A lot of people keep saying, "Oh, that's easy. Forest fires."
No, not unless you're the bulldozer operator. That's about the only time it's easy. Or the tractor operator. No. So I totally disagree. I have a whole new respect for them, and I learned a lot. But this class has sucked, and the actual fires sucked. We would have them, mountains, and we would be on them for days. Not a fan. And we were volunteer back then, so not a fan. All right, well, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, thank you for allowing us to come into your ears. We do appreciate it. And we did have a good show tonight. And I do think we'll probably invite Harley and Kyle back. So
definitely.
I think we had fun. So like you said, we talked about 2 hours about nothing. It's kind of the purpose of this show. And it's a show about nothing. So, and hopefully Cheyenne, I think, will be back next Saturday. So.
Oh, cool.
I don't know when Aaron will be back. I think maybe the week after that. I don't know. And B Dizzle, well, who knows about him?
Who knows?
There's no telling with B Dizzle. So, and I need to look and see what the final score of the Tennessee was. I'll get upset, I'm sure. Oh, well, my phone's taking it off the screen, so I don't know what the final score is. All right, well, I guess I'll have to go on the internet and see. Oh, well, apparently, oh no, Tennessee came back. All right, good deal. Good deal. Sorry, Amanda. I thought it was basketball season. Oh, I thought it was over. Okay, well, we're still winning. Thank you, Chris. Everybody have a great night, and we'll talk to you soon. I appreciate the chat.